as is the Son. How? By way of Yahweh's word and Yahweh's will. The word of Yahweh in them, and Yahweh is in the word. Okay, let me say it again. Yahweh's word and Yahweh's will is in them. Therefore, Yahweh is in them. And they are in Yahweh. How? By Yahweh's word and Yahweh's will. So that there be no division, okay, of the word of Yahweh. So that when Yahweh spoke the word to creation, to Messiah, you have Yahweh in Messiah and Messiah in Yahweh. How? By way of the word. Therefore, he is called the word of Yahweh. Okay? And son of Yahweh. Why? Because we are all Yahweh's children. If you say Messiah is not the son of Yahweh, how can we go and believe that he's not? That's foolishness. When the word of Yahweh very plainly speaks, this is the power of Yahweh speaking. This ain't just a conversation you receive in the night. All of what was given to you tonight is by way of Yahweh speaking. I said it over and over again. Yahweh speaking, or Gabriel speaking, and when Messiah speaking, all of them speaking. Why? Of Yahweh, because Yahweh speaking in them by way of his word that he put in them. So Yahweh didn't have to leave his throne. He sent them. His words prosper where he sent it. Isaiah 55 and verse 11. Okay. Hebrews 4 and 12 real quick. Let's go back to Hebrews 4 and verse 10. On up to 12. Because that's where we're going to go. And then it's going to be the last one. Dealing with the power of Yah. Okay. Because this is all about the power of Yah. Alright. All of what is spoken and being spoken is of the power of Yah. So that we understand the Son of Yah came by way of the power and the word of Yah. Alright. This isn't pertaining to the rest that we receive, that we enter in that rest that is the works in the presence of Yah. Okay? And the way that we do it, brothers and sisters, is by way of Messiah. By way of the Son of Yah. Okay? That's why he came. That's why he shed his blood to the New Testament. That's why all that is in Hebrews in chapter 9 is speaking to that. Because he is that tabernacle. That's who he is. And we're going to do this real quick. Alright. Hebrews chapter 4 and at verse 8. Starting at verse 8. Alright. For if Messiah, and remember this is the rest, pertaining to the rest that Yahweh gave. I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview, because this is the whole chapter here. This is concerning the rest that Yahweh gave, which started in the time of Moses. He gave a rest to the people. Okay. But the people did not accept that rest. They denied that rest. And for this, the wrath of Yahweh came on them during the time of Moses. Alright? Now, that same rest was given in David during the Psalms. David speaks to that rest. Okay? David himself speaks to that rest. Let's see. Verse 6. Starting at 6. Seeing therefore it remained that some must enter therein, and they to whom it was first preached, see, those who were of the covenant of Moses, what I just spoke about, entered not, because why? Because of unbelief. Okay? Again, he limit a certain day, or a certain rest. That time for man to believe. Alright? Saying in David, today after so long a time, as it is said, today if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts. See? Forehead, okay? What is that? That's in Psalm 95, 7 and 8. That was given to David. Remember, David was given the word of Yah by way of prophecy toward Messiah. So therefore, Deuteronomy 18 and 15 comes to pass. The word that Yah speaks to his prophets that come to pass, in this case in David. It is for this reason that David was not chosen by outward appearance, but by the word of Yah, which is not seen. that word that Yah put in him concerning and to Messiah about the rest. Okay, so that we understand that that word is to prophecy, and that prophecy is in Messiah to fulfillment. Why? Because Messiah is that rest. Because Messiah is the works. Messiah is the word of Yah. Okay, and we're about to find out. How's that so? Yah gave his word and his will. It's in the Son. I am in my Father. He is in me. I do that which is of my Father. He didn't talk about himself. He didn't glory himself. Okay? So Yah gave Messiah that rest. In fact, he told it to the scribes and the Pharisees when he said what? I am Yah of the rest. Meaning he has that rest in him. You can't get to Yah except by way of Messiah. He has that rest. He is that rest. Yes, he is that rest. Yes. Okay. Verse 8. For if Messiah let me get it right. For if Messiah had not given them rest, okay? It says had given them rest, but if Messiah had not given them rest, all right, then would he, no, I'm wrong, I'm sorry. For if Messiah had given them rest, then would he not afterward had spoken of another day? Or in this case, then would he afterward have spoken of another day? See, if he had not given man rest, okay, then would he not afterward, wouldn't he afterward have spoken of another day? Meaning that rest would be given to another day? No. He wouldn't have to do it because he is that rest. Plain and simple. That rest is in him. He would not have to speak of another day because he is that rest. But they say, then would he afterward have spoken of another day? Because if he had not given them rest. But he is the rest. Y'all put the word in him. That word to rest. That's how he's able to enter into Yah's rest by way of his flesh, of course. And he is that rest. So that by way of Yah, he can go into the presence of Yah and enter into that rest. Let's read on. Verse 9. There remain, therefore, a rest to the people of Yah. You see? So though Yah gave the rest to the people in the covenant of Moses and they didn't believe, then by way of David was that rest given to Messiah, but by way of prophecy from David in Psalms. So that Messiah being the rest, okay, by way of him we are able to have that rest. There is a rest remaining for us, the people, okay. Verse 9, there remain therefore a rest to the people of Yah, by way of Yah's word in Messiah, so that he is the rest. Okay, now listen. Verse 10, for he that is entered into his rest, all right, he that is entered into his rest, it says he, but this is Messiah. For he that is entered, Messiah, into his rest, Yah's rest, okay, he also have ceased from his own works, as Yah did from his. Who this is talking about? Messiah. Because only Messiah can cease from his works as Yah did from his. Name me somebody else that can do that. Can cease from his works as Yah did from his. But nobody. Nobody, because Messiah is the works of Yah and the will of Yah, chosen by Yah to receive that rest. The prophecy given to David so that it goes to Messiah to that man understand that Messiah is that rest, that tabernacle, okay? And that tabernacle is that body. That body that Yah made was made by Yah himself. That's a fact. That's a fact. That body was made by Yah himself. Okay? Now, we're going to go to and understand that real quick. Because I know this is long, but this is some real good spiritual food for you brothers and sisters. So keep in mind Hebrews 4, starting at verse 10, okay? Because that lets you know that not only, verse 10, for he that is entered into Yahweh's rest, okay, Messiah, for Messiah that is entered into Yahweh's rest, he also have ceased from his own works, as Yahweh did from his. When Messiah entered into Yahweh's rest, he ceased from Yahweh's works. I mean, his works, which is Yahweh's works, as Yahweh did from his. Meaning back in Genesis chapter 1, where Yahweh rested. Okay? When Yahweh rested from his works, those are the same works that are the Messiah ceased from. Why? Because it's the works of and will of Yahweh. Plain and simple. So that by way of Messiah, that rest, when we enter into that tabernacle, and we dwell in that tabernacle, as the words say, abide, then we abide in that rest. And he can take us to the Father. See? So that the Father, because Messiah had already entered into Yahweh's rest, and we can too. All is complete by way of Yahweh's word and Yahweh's will. There is a rest for us. Okay? I got to look something up in my book real quick so I can help bring a better understanding concerning the tabernacle. Real quick. This is long, but it's very good. I pray that, you take the spiritual word and enjoy it. I pray that you take the spiritual word and enjoy it. Give me a minute, just a minute, brothers and sisters. Give me just a minute, brothers and sisters. Bear with me. What I'm trying to find is very helpful in understanding the tabernacle. Very helpful, brothers and sisters. Okay, we just read it. Praise Yah. We just read it. We just read it. Praise Yah. Hebrews 9, verse 11. Go to Hebrews 9 and then verse 11. Okay, Hebrews 9 and then verse 11. But Messiah, being come a high priest of good words to come by a greater and more perfect tabernacle. See? Not made with hands. That is to say, not of this building. See? Not made with hands, that means that tabernacle was made by Yah. Okay? That's that tabernacle that was made by Yah. So that we understand that the tabernacle that is of Messiah was not made by man. Satan wouldn't have never had to have to tempt him, because temptation would have already been in him if he was born of a man and a woman. But the tabernacle was made, and all that is made of Messiah is by way of Yahweh. So that we understand that without a doubt, Messiah was created, and all that was of Messiah and is of Messiah is by way of Yahweh. And Yahweh did not get into the body, brothers and sisters, so that we make sure that we understand that also. He did not get into that body, but it was by way of Yahweh that, he, by way of the word of Yahweh, that he, of course, is in Messiah, and Messiah, of course, is in him. So that we don't have to debate that at all. We don't have to debate that at all, brothers and sisters. Nope. That word of Yahweh is true, and that word of Yahweh is without a doubt. Now, one more chapter, one more verse. I know I keep saying one more verse. This is the last one. Last one, I promise. 1 Peter, okay? 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 12. Real quick. 2 Peter chapter 1 and at verse 12. 2 Peter comes after Hebrews, comes after James, and then of course we got 1 Peter, and then we got 2 Peter. We want to go to chapter 1, verse 12, real quick, because this is going to show and speak to the fact that that tabernacle is true, and that tabernacle that Messiah has, that body which became a spiritual body, okay? You can do some reading on 1 Corinthians 15, starting at 42, and going on to the end, so that you get a full understanding of that tabernacle. I did also a video on the tabernacle, so that you also can look at those videos. Just click on that link that's there. Israel of Faith. Okay, we're gonna read this, and then we're gonna close. All right. Wherefore, this is Peter speaking to the brothers and sisters. He's putting them in remembrance. Wherefore, I will not be negligent to put you always in remembrance of these words, though you know them, and be established in the present truth. Yea, I think it meet as long as I am in this tabernacle. See, he's talking about the body that he's in now. This is the body that we're all in. The tabernacle we're in now, that's the one that's corrupt. Okay? To stir you up by putting you in remembrance, knowing that shortly I must put off, see, this tabernacle, even as Messiah have showed me. See, Messiah have showed him and told him that he will have to take off this corrupt tabernacle, this body, and he's going to put on the spiritual body. Okay? This is the ultimate how you are able to go and be in that rest that is Messiah, and abide in that rest that is Messiah. See? The body that you have comes off. That's what the washing is all about, by water. This body comes off, so that the body that is the spiritual body is put on you. And thereby, by word of Yah, you are able to rest and enter into Yah's rest. First by way of Messiah, then to Yah. Into Yah's rest, in the presence of Yah. This is what Messiah did. We're just coming in right behind him by way of Yah's word and Yah's will. Remember, keep in mind, Yah's word is in Messiah, Messiah is in Yah's word. And that's how Yah is in the Son, and the Son is in the Father. Okay? All right. I'm going to read it again. Verse 13. Yea, I think it meet, as long as I am in this tabernacle, that body, the corrupt body, to stir you up by putting you in remembrance, because he done told the brothers before and sisters, knowing that shortly I must put off this tabernacle, even as Messiah hath showed me. Moreover, I will endeavor that you may be able after my decease to further illustrate, or to bring a point, make the point that he's going to take off that tabernacle, to have these words always in remembrance. All right? For he goes on to say, verse 16, for we have not followed cunningly devised fables, when we made known unto you the power, listen, the power and coming of Messiah, but were eyewitnesses of his majesty. For he received from Yah the Father honor and glory, when there came such a voice to him from the excellent glory. See, listen. Let me read it again. For we have not followed cunningly, verse 16. 2 Peter 1 and 16, chapter 1, 16. For we have not followed cunningly devised fables, when we made known unto you the power and coming of Messiah, but were eyewitnesses of his majesty. Okay? For he received from Yah the Father honor and glory, when there came such a voice to him from the excellent glory. See? That's Yah. Okay? He said what? Yah, listen to what Yah said. This is the excellent glory. Can't get no higher than Yah. Listen to what he said. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hello. For those who say there's no son of Yah, he comes from the excellent glory. That's paradise. That's up, as some say, third heaven, or whatever they want to call it. That's where, and Yah is, was here. Stop all this no son of Yah doctrine. It's foolishness. It's foolishness. I'm going to read it again, starting at verse 17. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 17. For he received from Yah the Father honor and glory when there came such a voice to him from the excellent glory. Come from Yah. All right? This is my beloved son. Who else could say that? Joseph couldn't say it. I ain't trying to be funny. Joseph received the word by faith. The angel came to him, explained what was going on. I'm paraphrasing and making it short for time. Explained what to him was going on concerning Mary. He didn't put her aside. He married her. Because why? Because he believed. Because he's in the word of Yahweh, and the word of Yahweh is in him. Okay? Let me read it again. For he received from Yahweh the Father honor and glory when there came such a voice to him from the excellent glory. Okay? This is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. And this voice which came from paradise we heard when we were with him in the holy mount. What are you talking about? Matthew chapter 17 verse 1, where he was transfigured. And then Moses and Elijah was there with him when his body was transfigured and shined as a bright light. And Peter and James and John was there. And Yah said what? This is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. They were eyewitnesses of that majesty. Peter, James, and John. They were eyewitnesses of it. They eyewitnessed it. Somebody eyewitnessed it. That's not something that's a vision, as they try to make people believe. Those who do not speak that which is of the truth. They say that was a vision when Messiah was at the mount. No, it wasn't. They eyewitnessed it. They saw it themselves. Okay? When he took them up physically and was transferred so that they could see for themselves. And then the word of Yahweh came and said, this is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. That's what faith is all about. Hearing the word, which is the truth, and understanding the word. Not just a conversation, brothers and sisters. Because that's what most of the brothers and sisters get nowadays. Music and a conversation. Well, tonight you got some truth. Okay? Take it and run with it. Get on your knees, ask Yah to give you the power of discernment, give you the understanding of the truth of Yah, and that way you can know the truth. And the truth will do as Yah said, set you free. Because it'll take you from the bondage of this body and death and put you into everlasting life. And no, the grave does not have a hold over us. No. Grave does not have a hold over us, because Yahweh is a quickening spirit, and he put that spirit into Messiah. That's why he is that tabernacle, so that all that was of Messiah comes from the Father. Had to. Couldn't come from us. We all messed up. We corrupt. We in bondage because we die, and without Messiah we ain't gonna make it. What he say is true. So I'd like to take this time to thank you, brothers and sisters, for coming out tonight to my channel and listening to the truth and hearing the word of Yah. And I hope this word has been a blessing to you. I praise Yah and thank Yah for the opportunity to be able to give you the word by way of revelation and truth. Please let no one deceive you by way of false fables, because this is true, what is given to you, brothers and sisters, tonight. It's true. And I also like to say thank you to Yah for the blessing given by way of Messiah, the Word. And this is the Israel of faith. And we're going to end with the word of prayer, which of course is, they say Lord's Prayer, but it is Yah's prayer. Because Messiah is Yah. Hebrews 1:8. Yah called him Yah. All right. And he's the one who's speaking the prayer, in this case, Yah's prayer, because he's speaking concerning Yhwh himself. He was the one who spoke the words how we should pray to Yhwh. Our Father, which art in paradise, hallowed be thy name. Let's look up into paradise. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in paradise. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Thank you, Yhwh of Abraham, Yhwh of Isaac, Yhwh of Israel. I pray this prayer by way of Messiah. Thank you for the reading and revelation of your word and your will in me. Your word and your will be so. I want to say again, thank you, brothers and sisters, for spending this time with together tonight, which means us. Those of you who are, of course, watching the video, so that we get a full understanding of Yahweh's word and Yahweh's will. Okay, this is the Israel of Faith. Have a good evening.